Welcome. Have you been charged with driving while revoked or driving while suspended and you're going to Cass County Circuit Court in Harrisonville? That'll likely mean you've been pulled over by either a sheriff's deputy or a state highway patrol trooper. Are you concerned about your financial consequences from fines, court costs? Are you worried about the mandatory minimum 48 hours of jail time that people have to face? And do you not want it on your criminal record or your driving record? This video teaches how to address those problems and in virtually all circumstances solve those problems. I'm Matt Hamilton. I'm a trial attorney. I've practiced in Cass County for decades. I regularly solve these problems. In fact, in my career, I've never failed to solve a driving while suspended or driving while revoked citation in Cass County. These citations are the second most expensive traffic ticket one can get, second only to the driving while intoxicated charge. They are serious. Missouri law requires a mandatory minimum 48 hours of incarceration in the county jail in many circumstances. Other driving while suspended, driving while revoked citations require longer jail times depending upon your particular circumstance. These can be avoided. First, let's talk about defenses under the elements of Missouri law. They're not what you anticipate. They're not common sense. The first element is operating the motor vehicle, but that definition under Missouri law is broader than you might anticipate. Operating a motor vehicle in Missouri means actual physical control. That doesn't mean driving while down the street or moving the car at all. The vehicle does not even have to be turned on. Actual physical control I've seen mean parking in your driveway with the keys in the ignition or sleeping in your vehicle. You still have those keys, you're still in physical control of that vehicle, you're in the vehicle. It's a broader definition under Missouri law that's often not a defense. One way that is a defense is the second element. It has to be on a city, county, or state highway or road. That means if you're on private property, driving in your backyard, well, you might be driving while revoked, but you're not guilty under Missouri law under that statute because it's not on a city, county, or state highway. One thing that people think is a defense that is not is ignorance, that they didn't know that they were suspended, that they didn't know that they were revoked. And in many circumstances, there was no way for them to know that. They were not informed by the state. That is not a defense. Examples would be failing to appear at a court date that you didn't know about, failing to receive an insurance letter from the state because your address has changed and your address where you physically reside is now different than on your driver's license, or some sort of child support issue. All of these are not defenses, and they'll only irritate the prosecutor and the judge because they're sick of hearing these non-defenses asserted. So you might as well forget about that. However, there are things that can be done. One thing that has changed in Missouri law that you need to be aware of is that now the statute reads that you must be suspended in Missouri or any other state. That means you can be completely clean in Missouri, never had a problem in Missouri, but be suspended under Kansas law or revoked under Pennsylvania law. You're still guilty under Missouri statute because that you're suspended or revoked in any other state. Another nuance is the difference between being revoked and being suspended. Yes, they are different, but not according to this particular law. This law, under the same sentence, sentences people and finds them guilty if they're either suspended or revoked. So there's not two different statutes that you need to worry about. It's all the same thing for your particular ticket. What to do? Well, what you need to do is as soon as you get the ticket, or really right now, call an attorney that regularly practices in Cass County that regularly deals with these issues. We'd be happy to help you. There are other examples, but these types of cases, your case, needs to be managed early on. And there are two reasons for that. First of all, the best way to avoid your problem is to get you reinstated. Oftentimes, lawyers can have ways to get you reinstated that you may not initially think about. That requires planning ahead, that requires court intervention, That sometimes requires Department of Revenue driver's license points division intervention, but it can be done. Cass County Prosecutor's Office virtually always will not negotiate if you're not reinstated. They'll simply say, take a conviction, take the jail time. They are guilty under the law and aren't improving their situation. In that case, you're going to have to go straight in front of the Associate Circuit Judge. Your particular circumstances, your virtues and your vices are going to be different than other people's. And when we're presenting your case to the prosecutor or to the judge, we need to accentuate your virtues and downplay your vices. We need to address the problems so they can be overcome. Since the cost is the same to you, why not do that early? Why not delegate that problem early? It'll increase the likelihood of success, decrease your risk, it won't increase your cost, and you can focus on the other things in your life that should be of greater priority because you've delegated to a professional this particular problem. Now, that is Cass County driving while suspended. Your particular case may have different fines based upon your driving history, so I can't talk about that now because I don't know your driving history. So visit my website and I will have specific information and specific videos on your particular court. And also give us a call. I'd be happy to discuss your case with you so we can fill in the details that I don't yet know right now that are specific to your case, and we'll tailor a strategy to victory. Okay? I'm Matt Hamilton. Thank you for joining me.